Today we have a Gold 5 Nocturne game with a list of specific things and questions. So one of the first questions is itemizations. With Nocturne you kind of have two choices. You can be a tank and build pure tank. This is something that Big Fat GG or Big Fat OP loves to do on CLG with his Nocturne. Or you can build kind of a glass cannon in your face, blow them up Nocturne. Both are good. Ninjakin is a player who's was challenger in the NA server, mains Nocturne. He plays this really glass cannon, very offensive. Nocturne? Excuse me. So for that you can do something like build Spirit of the Elder Lizard, followed by Ravenous Hydra, and you are going to do a lot of damage, you're going to blow up AD carries, etc. Or you can just build Pure Tank. Pure Tank is a little safer, and it also depends on your team comp. So you do have a Nasus, which is a good tank line, but you have a Vayne, which means you're pretty much good on damage, so you might want to build a little tankier this game. So as far as itemization, I reckon you build Spirit of the Ancient Golem first, and then just build generally tanky. Like the Locket is always a good choice, especially if they have AoE magic damage, which they do with Gragas and Zac and Sona. And then just whatever you need to survive, like a Randuin's would be a really good item for this game because of Draven and Tryndamere, etc. So, one thing you also asked about is Tryndamere. So, yes, I feel like it's very hard to get kill potential on Tryndamere. Should I even bother ganking? Yes, you need to shut down Tryndamere early. Tryndamere is a champion that can completely take control of the game if he's left alone. And Nasus is a very good matchup against him, so you just need to keep an eye on this lane. Nasus should do pretty well against this, should be able to shut him down and just keep farming with him. But just keep an eye on this lane because you don't want this lane to get out of control. Same thing with Draven Sona. That's a very strong lane, so keep an eye on it when you're jungling. You know, watch lanes, watch how they're going, see who's gonna need your help. So I know this is one question. You said normally you go buff to buff, but here you stopped for a small camp. I would just recommend you almost always go buff to buff. You can go buff to buff and gank top, and just put that pressure on Tryndamere, and that way he can't, you know, just take control of this game. You're getting pretty low, so it's going to be hard for you to pressure much being so low. So this is one thing you can do is look for counter ganks. So Fizzle's pushed up without a ward. It's about 320. You know Zac's going to be ganking somewhere if you know where he started. So, and you can know where the jungle starts by pay attention to their mid lane. Wherever their mid lane comes from, normally tell you where they start. So if Gragas came from this top side, I mean Zac started blue, and then he went red, and then Zac's going to do two things probably. He's going to look to either gank mid or top. So I just want to comment on your jungle route so far. Because you took that small camp, the race on the way, all you've done so far is you're ahead one Wraith camp on Zac, but he's pressured mid and already blown a flash mid, helped his lane get a huge advantage, and Gragas is going to have an XP and a minion advantage now, all because of that Zac gank. So just keep in mind, pay attention to what's going on in the game. You're slightly ahead, you're one camp ahead of Zac, but he's already put a lot more pressure on the map than you have. So it looks like you're just trying to farm till 6. Nocturne ganks are pretty strong though, if you have a red buff. And you probably really want to start pressuring this Tryndamere. Oh, and your bot lane got first blood. That's not good. So when you see something like that, you say, okay, Thresh late with the flay. When you see something like that, you're like, okay, I'm gonna need to help bottom. You need to pay attention, and you need to start having presence in this lane. So Tryndamere's pushed. Looks like you're going for a gank now. That's really good. It's a good time. Nasus is gonna miss a lot of minions. Okay, so this should definitely be at least his ghost. You gotta get some auto attacks, get that red buff going. Man, Where's the Q? Did you miss it? Hold on. Oh yeah, let's. I want to watch that gank again. So let's watch this gank again. Okay. So first up, you can. This is good to go up. You're fortunate he eat in. If he eat in right here, this should be like pretty much dead Tryndamere. Oh, so you missed your Q. That's really big. You lose move speed. You also lose a, what is it, 25 attack damage steroid. That's a pretty big deal. If you hit that Q, you would have applied a red buff, so it wouldn't have ran so far before being applied there. Man, you're also just, you're dealing not very much damage. I don't know what runes and masters you're running, but I'd really recommend you take all AD, Reds and Quints on Nocturne, along with the armor yellows and whatever blues you want, really. And then I'd go either 9-21-0 or 21-9-0, but something about your damage output is really lacking here, and I'm not sure what runes and masters you're running, but it's a little concerning. It doesn't show what Nocturne's base AD at this level is, but I'm pretty sure it's higher than, or it's not lower than 69. So, okay, so you blew Tryndamere's Ghost, which is good. Nasus still has the lane frozen, so what you want to do is you want to try to gank that line again. Anytime you're playing jungle and you blow their escape summoner in a lane, you need to go back to that lane. It's very, very important for you to do this. Now you have kill potential on Tryndamere. He doesn't have his ghost. He's not 6 yet. The other thing is that Ness is going to need help because he didn't back. The other thing I want to talk about is you guys forced Tryndamere to go back to base. When you do that, make sure you shove the wave all the way into his tower. That ensures he loses a ton of experience. And it lets your lane have the chance to go back because you shoved the tower in. So Trent's playing very aggressive now. You need to gank him right now. These double golems are not very important. Look, Nasus is getting zoned from farm as we speak. Trent is sitting there with full whatever stacks. So you need to gank him right now. You really need to help this Nasus. Like, you really need to help this Nasus right now. I mean, there's nothing. You're walking around doing nothing right now. You need to look and pay attention and realize, hey, I really need to help Nasus. There's nothing to gank here. You know, Zach's gonna dive your Nasus right now. Or maybe you can come up with something. So waste of spell shield, but you guys trade kills. Yeah, you guys trade kills mid, and Nasus gets stove top. So that's not good. Nasus is gonna miss this entire wave. This is really, really, really bad for Nasus, and this is gonna be the start of Tryndamere snowballing out of control in this lane right now. Unless you help top, right now, what I'm already gonna guess happening is Tryndamere is just gonna completely get out of control this game, and you could have 100% avoided this because you need to pay attention to the lanes and you need to look and say, oh wait, Nasus didn't back. He needs help. Because there's this big creep wave, Trend is zoning him, he's low health, he's pushing into the tower, recognize that that's dive potential, and if you're there for the counter gank, you guys probably could have turned that dive around really, really well. So, you're 6 but half health. It's really dangerous to gank this lane with the health that you have. Like, Draven will blow you up. So good spell shield for part of Draven's ult. Alright, so you guys trade 1 for 1, but it's actually, maybe you can get this one. Oh, you missed your Q again. You gotta hit those Qs. Okay, so you get 2 kills. That's not bad. It's a bummer that you lost one in a 4-on-2 gank bot lane. That's really unfortunate. If you didn't lose one and if you guys are healthier, then you guys could definitely dragon. But because you guys are also kind of low health, you should have stayed. I don't know why you backed out of there. I don't know if you just like weren't paying attention or watching the map or what, but actually Fizz cleans that up, so that's not bad. But anyway, you need to look at this top lane, and Trend is just constantly pushing up. He has full control of this lane. He's pretty much getting free farm. I mean, Nasus is farming a lot too, which is good, but Trend can really just take over a game if you let him. So just be very careful. You need to realize that this is very, very dangerous situation right here. Fizz is doing well. He's 5 kills. You don't need to help Fizz anymore. You know, bot lane's doing okay. They're not. It doesn't seem like they're getting zoned out. They're about equal CS. So bot lane, you can still have a pretty noticeable impact if you get a gank there. But this top lane, this is the lane I would be concerned about if I was jungling right now, because it's Tryndamere, and Tryndamere without jungle pressure is a happy Tryndamere. And you need to camp Tryndamere early. So I'd say probably your biggest mistake so far is you didn't come top for a long time. When you did come top, you blew his ghost, and then you never came top again until his ghost is back up. So when you blow an escape summoner lane, you have to come back. It's very important to come back. Typically the first gank, you blow the summoner. You're not going to kill someone if they have their escape summoner up unless they mess up really bad. And then the second gank, that's where you get the kill. And you have to come back for that second gank. Yeah, I mean, this Nasus can't stop Trend right now, and you need to see this happening and realize that this is bad. He's proxying the wave. You got to do something about this. Like, it doesn't even matter if you don't have kill potential on Trend. Just ganking him, even if you don't kill him, it'll blow his summoner, it might blow his ult, it'll relieve pressure off Nasus, it'll make it easier for Nasus to 1v1 him. Trend might be too scared to do this proxying bullshit, etc. And Zach ganks top once again. So you ganked top once where you blew Trin's ghost, but then you didn't push up the wave, Nasus didn't back, so that gank didn't even end up helping Nasus. Like, you gotta help this lane. I mean, Nasus just got dove under his tower for like 30 seconds. And what are you doing in the meantime? This is a good dragon call. Bot lane's in base. You know Zach is top, so if you get dragon, this is a good call. But like I said, you really have to be careful about this Tryndamere. He's getting out of control. You got to do something about that. But this is a good idea to do the dragon. So that's good. That makes it worth Nessa's dying. I mean, obviously it'd be best if Nasus didn't die, but that's a good way to punish Zach for being top. Okay, so I don't know what you spell shielded there. That was weird. There's no animation, but you spell shielded something. Fizz going ham. Hopefully your bot lane can come to this. Doesn't look like they are. Okay, Fizz getting double kills. That's really good. Now look, right now, I'm curious to see what you're gonna do, because you just killed 2 people, jungle and mid. You guys need to look for objectives, namely mid tower. Unfortunately, Trend is pushing mid tower right now, so hopefully Nasus pushes top. But don't recall right now. You just killed 2 people. This is time for you to start looking for objectives. Try to shove in mid, you know, counter that, get all this XP that Trend just shoved into the tower that's being wasted. No, your first instinct should be to push mid tower in that situation. Trend did come down to stop it, but you didn't know he was coming when you just started like walking in the jungle. But plan is you kill people, always look for objectives. And I think you went and checked the red buff, which is good, because then you could have stolen it if it was up. But look for towers. Kill people, look for towers. Kill people, look for towers. That's the plan. And oh my god, Trend at 109 CS right now. You have to stop this Tryndamere. I mean, this is horrible for you guys. Tryndamere is just completely out of control this game. Like, I can't emphasize this enough. Even if you don't think you have kill potential, like, that doesn't matter. You have to stop him from farming. You have to put pressure on him, so he has to stop farming the wave. He has to stop proxying because he's too scared of you. One thing with Tryndamere is that the more he's hitting creeps, the more he's building up his, what is it called, rage bar? Fury, whatever it's called for him. And the stronger he gets. If your presence is zoning him off of creeps, then he's not going to have full fury and he's weaker, and Nasus is going to have an easier time getting him off of creeps himself. So this is really, really scary. The other scary thing is that Vayne is having a really hard time, and Draven is getting ahead. So, now you can clean this up. But Fizz got a kill, that's good. I just gotta pause this. So far in this game, um, you've had very little pressure on lanes. You've had no pressure top. You came once, blew Tryndamere Ghost, and that was it. You never came top again. Bottom, you helped that 4-man gank, and I think that was your only showings bottom so far, right? And then you've killed mid a couple times with Fizz, and you got a dragon. The dragon play was good. That was really good, but the rest of your play is really lacking pressure on the map. Really, really lacking pressure. And you have losing lanes. You're not providing relief to top lane, and I mean, I sound like a broken record, but I can't emphasize how big and important this is. Like, you can't let a Tryndamere snowball out of control like this. You can't give a Tryndamere free farm and no pressure. He will take control of the game. He will get strong enough that he can 1v1 anyone on your team. And he will always stay top and just push the entire game, because that's what Tryndamere does. The other thing is, this Vayne is getting really behind, and you need to help him. So I know one thing you asked about was how to fight, or how to gank bot lane. So how you want to gank bot lane is, well, it helps if your support is pink warding, and even if they're not, you have Thresh. Thresh is a really great lane to gank. You just walk up in the lane, tell Thresh to throw you that lantern, you click the lantern, land a Q, and just run at them. Use your spell shield on Sona ult, you're good to go. If they flash away, you ult onto them. Generally with Nocturne, you always want to try to get on people without your ult, because if you can get on someone without your ult, you can use your ult for when they flash or use their escape. And that's really dangerous, because then they can't get away from you. If you can't get away from a Nocturne, he's gonna really mess you up. So Berserker Goose or Boots, I'm not a biggest fan of on Nocturne. I'd rather, I think, see you go for either mobility boots to have more pressure on the map. The mobility boots aren't that great on Nocturne. Or pick up something like Ninja Tabbies or Merc Treads, depending on what you need to survive. So yeah, so far in this game, you gotta put pressure top and bot. I mean, these are your lanes that need help, and you're not putting pressure on them at all. You've put a little bit of pressure on mid, but your mid is like 8-2. He doesn't need your help. You need to help your lanes that are losing. You got a dragon, which is good, but that's... And gold is really close right now, mostly because of that dragon. The dragon is really good, but you just are not having any pressure on these lanes. You've also fallen behind Zach in farm. And a big part of that, I think, is you've been just kind of roaming around a lot without accomplishing anything. Like, there's been a couple times where you walk up here and you're like, I don't know, and then you walk down here and you're like, I don't know what to do, and then you walk up here, you're like, I still don't know, and then you walk down here, and you ultimately walk to your rules and farm. And that's really bad as a jungler. It's all about efficiency. Always be doing something. So here we go, 15 minutes into the game, and you're finally going to gank Tryndamere again when he almost has the tower killed. He's 2 levels above Nasus. So this is what I was talking about. You don't need to use your ult to get in there in that situation. Oh my gosh. The flash Q smackdown. Didn't even have time to press that R. So what you guys need to do right now is you need to take Tryndamere's tower. Absolutely need to take his tower right now. Okay, good. Pings are coming out. You guys are looking for it. So good job. Zach is making a good play though, and he's coming to defend it, which is good. Smart of him. Oh, he canceled his jump. What? So anyway, just to kind of emphasize what I'm saying about the ult with Nocturne ganks. If you look, this Tryndamere is so pushed up, you can just walk up to him. Just walk up. Look at this. You don't need to ult. He's sitting here meleeing Nasus right here. You don't need to ult right here. You just walk up. He's not going to get away from you. If Tryndamere actually hit his R, then he would have gotten away from this. And I think that it would have been a lot harder for him to get away if he just walked up and saved that ulti. But that's fine. But you asked how to properly use your abilities, and that's a big thing. In general, on any champion, don't use your gap closer if you don't have to. If you can walk up to them, that's perfect. then walk up to them and force them to use their escape, and then you use your gap closer to stick on them. If you initiate with your gap closer and they have an escape, they're just going to use their escape, and then you're not on them anymore. One thing you can do when you have a very fed mid lane that has high roam potential. Oh yeah, I was talking about boots. I forgot you in Spirit of the Ancient Golem, so you don't want Merc Treads. But Ninja Tabbies would be really good against this team with both Draven and Tryndamere. Wait, when you have a really fed high roam potential mid lane, one thing you can look to do is just cover mid and let him roam. You know, give him full roaming ability, because you just you cover mid, push it in, put pressure on the tower, and let the Fizz roam, which looks like what you're doing right now. So I want to see you hit this tower. I'm hoping, no, hit this tower, hit this tower. You can get this tower right now. You see Zac top, you saw everyone else bot that's not dead. Hit this tower, man. This is your tower if you stay and hit this. What are you doing now that you're not hitting this tower? You're awkwardly running in the mid lane and you kill a ward. You could have had a tower. Don't, you traded, instead of getting a tower, you got a ward, and that's it. And so that's not good to see. Objectives. Always look to push. That would have been a mid tower, and that would have been big. They just got a tower, which gave them a gold advantage, if you see. And if you got that tower, would have balanced that out. Oh, so you gotta get in there. Get in that Draven's face. Well, okay, so I guess you're just leaving. Okay, so yeah, this is bad for your team. This is really bad. Okay, so they were all there, and you guys are not there. So that was bad for your team, and you died. I think you want to talk about this fight in particular. Ouch. Fizz got dunked. Anyway, so you wanted specifically wondering what should have happened with this fight, so let's rewind it. Okay, so what's going on? Nasus starts the dragon, which is a bad idea, as we soon find out. Fizz is top. That should be your first clue that this is a bad idea. Fizz is 9-2. Just look at the gold totals. He's 6,200. He's 1,300 gold ahead Nasus. And you're the second highest gold, which is really concerning because you're third highest. You're ahead of Vayne, which sucks. But anyway, your strongest guy is top. Makes this really scary. You don't see anyone. Like, this is your only ward that hasn't seen anyone. You don't know where anyone is on their team. You see two people here. Draven, maybe you can see it that ward. So this is concerning. You do have 4 people. So it's not that bad because Gragas is going to get in here late. But you gotta, if you're gonna come in like this, you gotta fight. I mean, at this point, you're pretty committed to this fight. Like, your team is not gonna get out. And at this point in time, it's 3v4, and you guys should be playing a lot more aggressive. Looks like you're trying to just hit trend, and then you back out, and then you go back in, and you just can't decide what to do. And now you go back in when it's a really bad idea. So you just, and then you fail flash, which is bad. So, I mean, the biggest thing here is just commit. If you're going to fight that, then just man up and fight that and try to kill as many people as you can. If you're not going to fight that, then leave. Don't do this, I'm out, no I'm in, no I'm out, no I'm in, no I'm out. Okay, no I'm in. Oh god, I'm out, and then you fail flash. Don't do that. And you said you felt like this is where the game went from being to them having an advantage, and you're right. This is, now they're ahead pretty significantly. Hold on, my dogs are being loud. Okay. So yeah, at this point, you guys went from pretty even to you guys just lost two towers, a dragon, and a team fight. And that's bad. That's a 5k gold lead for them they just got instantly. I mean, it's not irrecoverable, but it's bad. And so one thing that would have alleviated that, like I said, is if you stayed mid and got this tower, which you totally could have. But instead you just walked down here and did nothing. Push, 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 you know, objectives, objectives, objectives. That's always your goal. This Tryndamere is huge. 4-1, 148 CS. He's going to be really scary. And at this point, I mean, that's rough. I mean, at this point the game is going to be hard. Looks like you're building the Randuins. That's good. Locket is always a good choice if you're building a tanky jungle as well. You definitely do want to lock it on your team, and it doesn't look like Thresh is building one. Well, it's hard to tell because he just doesn't have the gold. If you're not getting objectives, your support is going to be really behind their support. Nass is dead because 4 people are up here for some reason. That's unfortunate. That might be... Yeah, that's Baron, probably. Okay, that could be Baron if they want to do it. Bane's bot. You just pick top. Guess they don't want to, though. Excuse me. Anyway. So, yeah. Let's go ahead... review the biggest things this game. So the biggest things this game, I would say, you got to put more early pressure on lanes. You have to, especially the lanes that are losing. You have to help them. You've had very little presence in the lanes early, very little at all. And I mean, Trin just got out of control. You ganked him once. So pretty good team fight from you guys. Zach's not there, so hopefully you guys are gonna be able to clean this up. And this is actually really good for you. If you can get some towers off of this, then you guys are back in the game. But anyway, your biggest mistake is you didn't pressure lanes early, especially Trend. The one gank you had on Trend, you just blew his ghost. He went back to base. You guys didn't shove. He didn't even miss that much. This is a little scary to just tank this tower with a really strong Tryndamere. That's not a good idea. That just threw any advantage you had. No, I mean you're just piecing. I mean, you probably would have died if you stayed, but whatever. Anyway, so that's bad. That just threw your comeback chance, and now you guys are probably just completely screwed. So anyway, you gotta put pressure on Tryndamere. You ganked him once early, you blew his ghost. He just went back to base, he didn't even miss that much. He came back, Nessus had base, he built up a big wave and tower dove Nessus for the kill. As a jungler, there are multiple things you could have done there. You should have came back and ganked Trynd again. He comes back, he's pushing, he's right here pushed up with no ghost anymore, and you never went back to him. That's when you need to gank Tryndamere, that's when you need to shut him down. It's obvious that he wants to dive. Tryndamere really likes diving at level 6. Nasus is like half health, no mana. It's a really dangerous time for dive. You need to recognize that and you need to be there and counter gank that dive. You easily could have turned that. You need to start thinking when you're jungling, start thinking about what the enemy team wants to do and be there reactively. So you just recognize that Tryndamere is a... Do you have ult? No, you don't have ult. Anyway. Recognize that Tryndamere is a champion that wants to dive. He has a big creep wave pushed up. His lane opponent is half health, no mana. He's going to want to dive that and be there. Wow. So I didn't really pay attention to that fight, but you guys are actually doing okay. Why is she hitting Zach? Smite one, smite it! Oh my... Okay. You can smite Zach blobs. I don't know if you didn't know this, but your smite was up. You could have smited that last blob. He would have just instantly died and you would have lived. So, not sure if you knew this, but you can smite Zach blobs. If you smited Zach blob right there, would have killed him and you would have lived. Just FYI. The other thing with Nocturne ult is always make sure that you're on a target that you want a Nocturne ulti. If you see this Gragas coming this way, don't ult. He's just going to go in this bush. You don't have a ward. You're not going to have vision of him. And exactly that's going to happen. So always make sure that you're going to have vision of the target you're looking at Nocturne ulti. But anyway, bigger than game mistakes. You got to shut down a Tryndamere early. You got to help lanes that are losing. You didn't really help bot. Any lane with Thresh is always a very gankable bot lane. You just come up, you just walk in the lane, you tell him to throw you the lantern, he throws you the lantern, maybe lands a hook, and you just go. I mean, it's really easy to gank lanes with Thresh. So when would you have good opportunities to help out bot lane? It's the question you asked. Always. I mean, you just walk up the lane, you know, whenever they're pushed up, you just walk up the lane, grab a lantern, yank them. Good Thresh hook. Good kill on the Tryndamere. So in general, how you make the most out of your abilities is, as Nocturne, you want to just stick on, in this case, Draven, and to a lesser extent Gragas. You essentially just want to stick on the 80 carry. Nocturne has so many built-in steroids, you've built Randuin's. If you get on Draven, he's going to have a really hard time dealing with that. So you want to get on Draven, you want to stick on Draven. Typically that involves ulting onto him, and queuing him, and then using the benefit of your move speed from the Q, Spell Shield, to stop any CC effects. You just stay on him. So Spell Shield, you want to use, the way to use it most effectively with Spell Shield is you want to Spell Shield things that are going to get you off of Draven. So you want to Spell Shield his E, you want to Spell Shield Sono ult, things like that. Those are things that you want to try to predict when they're happening, and Spell Shield them. How to use your Q most effectively? You've got to hit it. That gank up here, that first gank on Tryndamere, you missed your Q, which is a big deal. Excuse me. In your fear, you just fear people. When you're ganking someone, you want to walk up, get between them and their tower, cast your fear, and every time you auto attack, move immediately backwards and keep on this side of them. And this is true in general for any melee champion, or any champion in general. When you gank, stay between them and their tower, move between your auto attacks to ensure that you're staying between them and the tower. I don't know if you had to flash there because you had the fish. You also have your Randuin's, which you haven't used. Boom, crushed. Anyway, this game, you guys are down quite a bit. It's definitely still a game. You're not done yet. But biggest things is you gotta put pressure top and bottom. You have to shut down a Tryndamere, and you have to put pressure on him. Even if you don't have kill potential, still pressure him. That just forces him to back off. It forces him to not play so aggressive just because he knows you're there or you're around. The other thing is focus objectives. This mid tower is still not dead, and you had that opportunity to kill that mid tower 100%. I'm kind of curious to see what happens with this game though, because you guys are still in it. I mean, so ulting onto the Sona, that's going to ensure the kill. So you guys got to pick. This is good. This is good. Does Tryndamere come and just wreck everyone's day or what? You guys might want to like help that Fizz. Okay. So this is really good. This is really good. You guys can definitely come back again. Now I'm really curious what happens in this game. So, that's good. You just ult on there, pick off that Sona. That's really good capitalization. You know, recognize that, oh hey, this is a 3v5. Let's do it. That's good. So you can use your Q here to provide you with that attack damage steroid that'll let you hit the tower. W is not going to do anything against the tower, but you do want to throw your Q out there. That's a big AD steroid. And then you didn't have your spell show for the Sona ulti. Randuin's. Where's the Randuin's? Okay. You gotta use Randuin's. What slowed them, made it more awkward, made Draven have a harder time catching his axes. He may have missed some axes because of it. You gotta use that Randuin's. Just use your actives. You know, always use your actives. Looks like you're building a Banshee's Veil now. I don't necessarily agree with that. You know, as Nocturne, there's nothing you really want Banshee's Veiled. If they use a Gragas ulti on you, if they use a Sona ulti on you, like that's okay, because you're building pure tank and you want them to use their abilities like that on you. This might be a good fight for you guys. Oh, you almost have ulti. You can clean this up, but watch top. You need to right now be looking at watching top. So if you go on this, Tryndamere is gonna have free reign on your top towers. You guys aren't pinging. I don't know what's going on, but you guys need to. You really need to be careful about this Tryndamere top lane because you don't want to give him a free inhibitor. So now the pings are coming out. Now you recognize the danger of the Tryndamere. You need to back. Someone needs to back, and it can't be Thresh. Thresh isn't gonna stop him. I don't know why. Okay, Tryndamere's backed off because Nasus is back. That's good. Anyway, okay. So you just killed 3 people. Look for objectives. You can Baron right now. 3 people are dead. You have a pink ward. They don't have vision. Why are you not Baroning right now? Oh god, Vayne. Please react. Oh god. Good night. That was a really bad play by Vayne right there. You gotta help your boy out right there. Throw that fear on him. Well, don't abandon your team right there. I think Fizz has got him. Nope. Okay, so raid boss down. You killed the Tryndamere. Look for objectives. No, not Baron now. Okay, so this is a scary Baron. If you guys do this, is a very scary Baron. Your time to Baron was before, when it was just Tryndamere that was alive. But anyway, that's okay. So,
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
At this point, item build, like I said, I don't really like Banshees. An alternative that I think if you're concerned about magic resist, Spirit Visage would be a lot better for you. It gets you 20% CDR, which is huge. CDR is amazing on any champion. Oh, okay, so that is what you're going. I'm sorry. I thought that was a Banshee's Veil you were building, but I guess it was Spirit Visage. My bad. Okay, awesome. So Spirit Visage is fine. That's a perfectly fine item. At this point, what you want to do is you're really tanky. You're not really having trouble surviving. So you want to probably start doing is start looking to build some damage. It looks like you did pick up a Brutalizer, so that's good. Brutalizer is fine. That's good. Another really good item for Nocturne is Blade of Ruin King. It allows you to really stick to people. It's really hard to get a Blade of Ruin King Nocturne off of you. So that's an item that I would recommend you consider. So you got to go help out Vayne. You got to get up there. Ult in there. Like, where's the ult? Where's the ult? Where's the ult? You're hitting Zac. You got to help your team up there. I don't know why you didn't ult right there. Really big mistake. One of the biggest things that Nocturne ult does is it stops vision, and it could have really split their team, really made it hard to tell what's going on. And you guys probably could have won the game right there. This is good though. So this will be an ace. Hopefully Fizz doesn't die. Nice. Objectives. Look for objectives. Look for objectives. No, not those objectives. Draven's up in 10 seconds. You're not going to be able to get that. Look for this tower. Look for... You guys even might have possibly done a Baron. It would have been risky with Draven ult, but... maybe you can get the inhib if it's respawning. Oh, never mind. I mean, Draven's up. Like, I'm not entirely sure what your plan is here, but you can't stop Draven. This is really dangerous to stay here. Trin's up. He has home guards. You guys are dead. This is bad idea to stay here. Oh, great fish for that disengage. But now you guys are probably going to lose Baron for this. You guys are low. You have to head back. Nasus is pressuring bot, which is good actually. That might save you the Baron. But anyway, they could rush Baron right now, and you guys can stop them. So just don't overstay your welcome like that. But there's a blue buff you could have stolen. There's this tower you could have gotten easily. You guys could have even maybe possibly done a Baron. Would have been close. Anyway, actually, what I want to do is I want to go back to that team fight. And I just want to highlight what would have happened if you Nocturne ultied. So I gotta go like way back. Okay, so your team gets split. Nocturne and Vayne are up here. Or I'm sorry, Nasus and Vayne are up here. This is the time where you ult. If you ult right now, they're gonna lose so much vision. These guys, These guys all right here that are starting to move up top, they're not going to see what's happening here. They're going to completely lose vision of this. They're not going to know where Tryndamere is going, if he's kiting down, if he's running this way. They're not going to know what Vayne and Nasus are doing. They're not going to see Fizz back here. They're not going to, they're going to lose vision, and that's going to be huge. And you can get up there and make this a 3v3 and maybe help save your teammates. I'm not sure why you're not getting up there trying to help your team. It's really good that Trin died. That saved you, but you got a Nocturne Eld up there. Help your Nasus, help your Vayne, you know. Instead, I guess you're just like hitting Zac or something, but anyway. So let's just go super fast. You guys overstay your welcome. Great fish to disengage.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
I mean, at this point, this is a really close game.
Purple team has slain the dragon.
Yeah, this is really close. So good. Clearing up Baron. You got the Oracles, which is really good. Good pickup. So the Ghostblade pickup by you, it's okay. It's kind of an older school Nocturne. I don't think I'd go Ghostblade. If anything, I'd go Black Cleaver. But I don't think I'd go Ghostblade. I think Black Cleaver would have been a better bet. I think it would have put you at 40%. What's your CDR at now? Oh, you're already at 40% CDR. So would have wasted some CDR a little bit. Alright, you have Ancient Golem that gives you CDR as well. Anyway. So, you know, I'd go Blade of Ruin King on Nocturne probably now for a damage item. Fizz is in the wings. This could be really good for you guys if Fizz is able to pick off Draven or something like that. If you ult them right now, and you would deny their vision as Fizz goes into this. Okay, so right on Draven. Good for you. You know, you Randuin'd him. That was good. Solid team fight by you. You stuck on Draven. You killed Draven, but your team is absolutely getting demolished. Vayne is alive though, and that's the important thing. I think you guys are actually going to be just fine. So Gragas is really low. So once again, you can smite Zac Blobs. You don't have to here though. But you can easily look to Baron right now. You guys should look to Baron. I mean, you and Vayne can two-man Baron at this point. It's a little risky because you're low and Gragas is still alive, but still. I mean, they can't contest this. Gragas will just die if he gets anywhere close to you guys. So yeah, look to get Baron here. Like, you guys just want to fight. Look to do something with it. Don't look for the inhibitor. Draven's up in 5 seconds. If he gets home guard, he's just gonna run at you and kill you. Okay, he didn't even buy home guards, so whatever. Anyway, that's a pretty decent fight from you. Just stuck on Draven and shoot the kill on Draven, which is good. That's pretty much your job. Unfortunately, Fizz was not able to kill Gragas. If you did, you probably would have won that fight a little better. But that was fine. So you guys, I mean, you guys are totally in this. You're down 5k gold, but your team is a better late game team with Vayne and Nasus, so it's okay. So good job controlling vision of the Baron, but what are you doing with this vision advantage? So you can either try to bait them, but Tryndamere is pushing bot. Be very careful right now. Hey buddy. So you try to bait them. Nasus has TP, so this is good. If he can stop Tryndamere, this is pretty good for you guys. I'm not convinced he can stop Tryndamere though. Okay, I think he can. So this is good for you guys. If you guys can probably win 4v4s too. I think you guys are much stronger in a 4v4 situation. Don't forget your Randuins. Good Randuins. Good job right there. Very good job. You stuck on Draven, you killed the Draven, and that's fine. Now, but don't chase kills. Get the inhib. Be happy with the inhib. Okay. You got 3 kills. So now it happens. What? Tryndamere comes and cleans everyone up because you're too greedy and you're chasing kills. Oh, don't go that way. There's a tower. Okay, good. So Trinimir dies. Nasus does not need to tank this tower at all. Why doesn't he just kill the Gragas? Okay. Whatever, buddy. Anyway, don't chase kills. Just don't chase kills. You're chasing kills back here. Trinimir pops up with home guards and just wrecks everybody. Don't chase kills. Get objectives. This is a really easy way to throw the game. And that was pretty much a game throw. You guys had it right there. You guys went 3 for 0. 3 for 0, and then you end up getting aced. That's really bad. You went 3 for 0 in their base, even. And you didn't get anything out of it. Literally nothing out of it. 3 for 0, no base towers, no Baron, no buff stolen, no other towers, and you get aced. That's bad. That's pretty much a game throw. Oh my god, Sona just wasted her ult. Well, I mean, obviously you guys didn't see that. What are you doing? You gotta recognize that they're on Baron right here. I mean, where else would they be? You don't see them anywhere. You didn't have any vision. You gotta recognize that that's a possible Baron situation. You gotta get your ass down there. And, you know, you have stealing potential there. So that's bad. Really bad. Really bad. So, you guys just went from 3-0ing them in their base to getting 5-0'd, not getting any objectives off that, and losing a Baron. That's really bad. All because you were too greedy and you chased kills when you should have just pushed or just backed out and gotten a Baron. I mean, part of that is just this Tryndamere is out of control. He's 330 CS. He's very strong. Now they have Baron. This is very scary for you guys.
Purple team's turret has been destroyed.
Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna speed up until something happens then. You guys are scared because they have Baron, that's understandable. They're scared because they've been losing team fights even though they're up 10k gold. Tryndamere is pushing because Vayne can't stop him, but Nasus can with their OP. Oh. And you guys get caught 4v3 and die. That's probably game. Yep, that's game. GG. So, okay. Let me review stuff. So, early game, you have to put pressure on top and bottom. Because they were losing. You have to put pressure on Tryndamere at all stages in the game, especially early. But then even throughout the rest of the game, just don't let him free farm. You ganked him. Your first gank was pretty late. No, I don't want to go to the Nexus. Okay. So your first gank was pretty late. Came around level 4 or so. You could have just gone double buffs. You could have just gone buff top. But your first gank was late. You blew the ghost, and then you never came back. You blew the ghost. You didn't push the lane. Tryndamere just backed. He came back stronger than Nasus because Nasus didn't recall. Nasus was out of mana. He pushed Nasus up to the tower. You still didn't gank. He tower dove Nasus, and you were on the other side of the map. You gotta recognize that happening. Trynd loves to dive. He's stronger than Nasus because Nasus didn't back. Nasus has no mana. He's getting low health. He's pushed to his tower. Oh god, I need to get up there. Okay? The other thing is, good times to gank bot are always. Whenever they're pushed up, just walk up, get that Thresh Lantern, and go. Proper use of your ult in ganking. Don't use your gap closer if you don't have to. In general, on any champion, if you can just walk up to them, do it. It's way better. Because then when they use their escape, you use your gap closer, and then they're screwed. Mid game, just look for objectives. Always objectives. Talked about that one time where you could have killed mid tower. You know, you were just like, oh, I see Zac top, one person dead and 3 people bot, I'm right here, pushed up to the mid tower. I'm just gonna go leave because I see a ward on this pink ward. Let me get that, and then let me recall. Don't do that. Push mid. Get the tower. Um, don't be greedy and don't chase kills. You guys had the game won right here. You 3-0'd them in their base. That's huge. You could have just hit Nexus towers, possibly gotten one, forced the Tryndamere to fight you guys in a better situation when you're not crowded over here, and he could just home guard, spin, and crit and 2-kill people instantly. Um, you could have just had better positioning over here, been hitting tower, kited the Tryndamere back, killed him, or just gotten the Baron. Other than that, you play team fights pretty well, and in the fights you just stuck on Draven, and that's pretty much your job. You just ult onto their AD carry, especially someone without an escape like Draven. You just stick on him, and you just be really fucking annoying. And you did that fine, so. Alright, I think that's it for this one. But thanks guys, and I'll do another one tomorrow.